When I say I woke up and couldn't even open my eyes good, but woke up on go, I was reminded soon as I woke up that, I've had certain people that try to come against me that they didn't even like one another, but they joined together just to because they didn't like me. Like got on one accord, should I say, because they didn't like me. That was the word. And honestly, the direction that I'm facing in, that household, it was several of them, if not all, but definitely several of them. It was three different generations of people that try to come against me in some kind of way. And I didn't really mean to point over here in this direction. I just wanted a video with some light on it this morning. I didn't want to just be, have it in the dark. I didn't feel like doing that. So yeah, but as soon as I woke up, it was a conference call that I was getting on, and she was talking about that, and she was just reminding that some people that even spoke in tongues, and that that's the type of stuff that just tried to throw me. But spoken in tongues before, and or have been a part of ministry, or God had put them in a position. She was just saying God may have put them in a certain position, but that don't mean that they had the right to attack you. And that played out in my life. Like I thank God that their attacks wasn't. I'm gonna just say all completely successful. It seems like some of their attacks was like I'm just looking back. It seemed like they succeeded in what they was gonna do. Tried to wear me out, made me tired, made different had different changes and things going on in my life. And then they went on and carried on like they never did anything. And it's crazy. Like literally, no, can act like and live their life like they never did anything. Again, this one came up in a recent video where me and my kids went to a location, and it would seem that we just so happened to change and go to a different. We were getting to check out at the grocery store, and we went to a different checkout line than what we initially did. My daughter was the one. I always remember the details, but my daughter was the one who said it. And then by the time we got down there, we was right behind. Oh, what's his name? It was his grandma, so it would have been my kid's great grandma and I really did try to claim them like that, and you know what I'm saying, just kind of link up like that or whatever. Have it be a respectful type thing, but it just never was. It was always disrespect and disregard, of course, but definitely just disrespect. They didn't want to stop at. And matter of fact, that's one of them walking out now as well. Oh no, I don't know who that one is. That might be somebody else. But anyway, the household, it's the same household. That's all I can say. Where a lot of them were, and it really gets on my nerves talking about it and speaking about it, and because I'm not. It makes it seem like I'm holding a grudge or holding anything. No, it's just when I look out the window or the door, that's a constant reminder. That's not something that can ever. I'm not gonna say it can't ever be changed because it can definitely be changed, but it's just not something that's you know that I see that has been uprooted. And so, but yeah, when we went to that store and she did not speak to my sons or anything, didn't acknowledge them, and that's supposed to be your bloodline, and it was just crazy to me. It was just real crazy. And then for him to tell me, spew off to me, my blood gonna always come for you. And I'm like, why would you even bother to, you know what I'm saying? Even my daughter so called that, like, why would you bother with me? Because you had bad intentions. But to me, they just chose the action that they chose. And for me, the right protection and stuff wasn't in line or wasn't there for me, available for me. So that's why I got victimized in a sense by a lot of that stuff. And again, it's still till this day still trying to show up. But so that was the one thing. Then I guess I did a good job on my mashed potatoes last night. I had just tried a new recipe with some cream cheese in it. It was really good, but some garlic mashed potatoes. And my son woke up and he's like, "Well, I want some more mashed potatoes." So he wants some of them. He's eating some of them today. I'm like, dang, they must have been that good. Put a little cheese in there and stuff like that. But yeah, so that was cool, whatever. But I don't know. I try not to think about it for too long and too hard because it really would make me mad, and I'd just be feeling like, Lord, how did they proceed on and carry on in life knowing good and well that they did these things to people? It literally interfered with what I feel like my children, my household in general, but my children not getting everything that they was supposed to get. It was just crazy, man. Like, just never, I will never forget the time when he got into an accident. I'm not even saying like I was entitled, but he got into an accident and that he took and he lied to me about how much he was getting back. I wasn't even worried about it at all, like none. He wasn't even really around me like that, and when he got into the accident, he wasn't over here. He was, you know what I'm saying, or he wasn't frequenting here like he had been before. So wherever he was, in which he was over living in that vicinity near them. So it's like, dang, honestly, he said he could have died. It was a total loss of car or whatever. Could have died and stuff. And they was like banking on him to be up out of here. That was the craziest part to me. But it's like he didn't give a damn. It was revealed to me and shown me that, that's what they was doing too. That was it in the least. Ain't no telling what else they was doing on a higher, higher type level. And I'm telling you, I don't even mean to be talking about nothing referencing this dude because um, he not around, and I don't care to be around him like that. I just feel like he should have known better, and he definitely should have chosen better. But I try not to be so harsh because there's times where I feel like I should have known better and definitely should have made better choices. That was one thing I told him. I was like, I wish I would have um, met him. It was some deep stuff or whatever. But anyway, just wish he would have chose better. Then I go to how I feel like I wish I wouldn't have did things disorderly and stuff like that. So, but at this point, part of me was just I never spent that much time even investing in. And granted, I ain't gonna sit here in front. If I had to do it over, what you say? I wouldn't. But now, if I had to do it over, and I mean I had to do it over, and then I would probably do it the same similar way that I did. Of course, I would want to be a little smarter on it, but I wouldn't change nothing. The way that I dealt with these, interacted with these folks, these so-called people, whatever, supposed to have been his relatives and this, that, and the third, and others, not just them. Ouch. But I wouldn't change it. I would do things the same. It's just been so damn wild, and it just seems like they did this stuff, and some of them could just run off and kind of hide, and again just get off the radar. But I always say, God knows their location. What they did affected me, affected my household, affected my children. Thank God it didn't infect me, but it really did try to, but affected me and my children, my household, and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow. Um, but I just uploaded a video where it was this great grandma and she was with her grown great grandson, and she was like, yeah, that moment when you could get your the great grandson to do whatever you want or whatever the case. And then she bent over like a little old lady, hunched over. It was a skit, but she's hunched over like a little old lady, pointing her finger up to something. He didn't have no problem getting it, like he gonna stop whatever he doing and tend to her. And then she turned around and smiled at the camera, and then she hurried up and got back down in that. She stood up straight actually, and then she got back down in that crouched position. And I'm just like, if you ain't for, oh, what's his name? You couldn't see clearly that this is what they was doing. Like literally, that situation kind of happened very similar to what I posted. I was telling him to, he was coming over here with me, and at the time it was just our oldest son. We didn't have our youngest son, but he was coming over here to chill out. No, he wanted me to come and get him, which, okay, cool. I told him, I said, well, I'm not feeling good, so you got to be ready to come on out. And when and granted, he had like 5-10 minutes to go ahead and prepare himself to come on or whatever. And I was like, no, you really need to be ready to leave when I pull up. It's like it was a damn setup, but it's all good. And so at that moment or whatever, at the moment I was pulling up, he was staying next door to his. I was about to say great grandma. She might as well have been, but no, his grandma, whatever, which would have been my son's great grandma. Um, um, and so yeah, pulled up and I was just disappointed because he was walking her next door. Like literally, I don't know if she was using a cane, but he was having to walk her next door and stuff like that. And I just was like, for one, where's her sons? Her sons lived right next door too. She made it where her sons had lived right next door to her. And then for two, I had told you to go ahead and be ready. Like I was not feeling good at all. And I pulled up and I just, honey, what was my first response? It was definitely towards him. It wasn't towards her at all. I was not even thinking about this female, but she made it about her. But she made it about her for years. And one thing about it, thank God she made it about her, the people that I really didn't give a damn about in that aspect either. So, you know what I'm saying? It helped them to want to steer clear of me and me to, you know what I'm saying, continue to steer clear of them. But it was just the fact that she made it about her, made a big deal. And even now, and maybe till this day, I don't know if it's till this day, but definitely, recently my daughter's so-called, paternal grandma, she did the same and similar. And it's like, it's not enough that y'all try to live your own life, then you go on and try to live vicariously through your kids, and then you try to get your talents in the younger generation, and it's like, oh my God, even under your kids. And I can't stand it, man. Like for real, I can't stand to see it. I can't stand to deal with it, especially. So she did that, and then she made it like, and then she turned to him like, "What did I do?" or something like that. And I'm like, and by this time I was already gone. I left, and I was like, and so me and him kind of had it out because he's like, "Oh, that's my grandma. You better." And I'm like, "What?" And it was the tone that he was saying. For me personally, I wanted to be involved with him, so I'm just like, it wasn't like let me kiss his ass or anything, but because I'm just not that type of person. I was like, let me go back and just like let it be known what it was. And so she let it be known what it was, and then I was letting her know. I was like, well, I'm not. I didn't. That had none of what my response had anything to do with you. You just was the person that, what I'm saying, was there. And I look back and I'm like, I don't know. I'm not gonna say he shouldn't have been walking her next door or anything like that, or he couldn't have helped her, or she might not have really needed help. But it didn't seem like it to me. But at the same time, it wasn't about that. It was about him not being prepared when I had already told him you need to be ready. So I got an attitude with him, and I just kind of smacked my lips and I just pulled off. But she acted like she was a damsel in distress. She getting help walk next door and then turn around and try to flip that on me and make it seem like, and it was ever since then, I be wanting to say, Lord, clear my name, but I just feel like my name is already cleared. Like I didn't care about them people to begin with. So I don't give a damn what they think or feel about me. At the time, I cared about what he thought and felt about me. So I went back and I was like, "Oh, that wasn't," and I should have recorded that, but I was like, "That wasn't towards you. that had nothing to do with you. That was everything to do with him and what I had already talked to him about on the phone." And she was like, well, he loves his mama and his grandma. And I was like, wait, what? What do that got to do with anything? And so, and my thing is, okay, I don't know why she told me that during, I mean, I know a little bit better now, but I was wondering, like, why is she telling me that? I don't give a damn about that right now. I'm not worrying about that. So, anyways, I ended up linking back up with him or whatever after that. And I just pulled back up and I just let her know, like, that wasn't about you. But she continued to make it about her and continued to say that I did something to her, said that I disrespected her by me pulling up, and then I just pulled off. I didn't say anything to this lady at all. She said I disrespected her, and it went on like it damn near convinced me that I did if I wasn't there and I didn't know better. But yeah, I'm like, wait, what? And then to the rest, he was there. Like, he was there as well. So he's saying, I'm like, and you just let that go on and let them, instead of just saying, instead of even whether you just didn't know to say, speak up, but instead of saying, she didn't do nothing to her, she just pulled up and my dumb ass wasn't ready and all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but no. Anyway, I don't know why it's coming up. I don't really like that it's coming up, but when I got on the conference call, it kind of stirred it up again where she kind of got people to get in cahoots and stuff like that, and get her to, um, to make it seem like somebody really did something to her. And for all these years, and honestly, his so-called mom, she did it, and stuff came more immediate for her as far as accountability. Because as far as just saying in one breath, you saying, "Oh, she's harassing," you're lying and calling it harassment, um, or just being deceitful or delusional or whatever, and calling it harassment. That I said that my kids are still alive. Like, that's harassment for you to hear that somebody said that their kids are still alive, so that their so-called dad should be interested. Basically, it's like saying give people their flowers while they're here, because he was doing, at the time, he was tending to too much funeral and death oriented stuff on, and he was using family leave. And I'm like, family are the living ones as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, I guess you can't do your traditional stuff as far as doing that, because she was telling me too much about funerals and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, family leave should definitely include the living. That's what I was saying. And she went and pressed charges. And like I said, she had more immediate consequences. They wasn't immediate, but like the next year, within that time frame, she was up out of here. Like, she was gone, never to be able to do that to my sons again, and never to be able to bother with me in that type of manner. Of course, again, this female that I'm speaking about today, one of the several, because she's not the only one, and she's just associated with that household, because the main one that was, that household was the tongue speaking one, and who tried to conspire and get people to come against me just because they felt like they didn't like me for whatever reason. But anyway, um, but she went on, and she was always able to go back to that same residence that I pulled up near, not even that, but near, because I didn't know that he lived beside his so-called grandma. I didn't have a clue, you know what I'm saying? But that clued me in on that day. But anyway, she just went on. Last I knew, went on to her household and continued on wreaking havoc. And I seen her doing it. Honestly, I seen her trying it with some of her young, so-called young. I seen her trying to send messages through the younger, through the at the time youngest generation, to the next up generation that was like my peer age or whatever, my peer group. And that was just crazy. Okay, now I'm tired of pointing at something. But yeah, but my peer group, and I was just like, oh my gosh, she don't stop. It was crazy. So then over the years, I had dreams that he was like trying to leave out of that or whatever. Like, I don't know, maybe he got the hint that, and the understanding that they was trying to get rid of him, whether it was sacrifice or whatever. And I was like, that's on you. I don't have dreams about these people anymore. I thank God for that, and I don't want to start. But I do still thank God where He revealed certain stuff. But I couldn't fully understand all of it. It was very messy. It was very crazy. Like, And then the one that was mainly associated with that household that I was just pointing at, she was meddlesome and and made no apologies about it. Um, and then speaking of no apologies, the lady spoke about unapologetically anointed, like, and that's kind of like how I've been or felt or whatever. Like, I know I am. I know, I don't brag about being anointed, but I just thank God for His presence, and which empowers me, you know, and helps literally remove the obstacles. But at times it's taken a long time. But then some try to resurface and this, and third, and I feel discouraged all over again. But the whole ordeal, and it was crazy, and it was just like, oh no, he. That's the thing about what's his name. Like, he just seemed like too much of a wimp to me. But he thought on the opposite end, I want him to be a thug. No, I don't want you to be a thug about nothing. Well, he claimed. I ain't gonna say he even thought. Somebody else might have thought that for him. Tried to say that, and I'm like, no, nobody wants you to be a thug, but I want you to have. You got some big balls between your legs. Let's, you know what I'm saying? Let's use them. And so it was that or whatever, and like even to the point where he told me, "You take your brave ass over there." Like he had some type of fear or something regarding these people. And now I kind of understand why, because they got some scary stuff about them. But it wasn't nothing to me when it came to, like, I don't deal with y'all like that. I'm not emotionally tied to y'all like that. So it don't phase me. It didn't bother me like that. They tried, definitely, over and over and over. But I wasn't even getting on here to talk about this, but that's what it was. Goes along with the conference call. People that conspired. But while I'm speaking on them, I don't forget that it was others in other places, like even on my own side of the bloodline and stuff like that. And I think about my now deceased grandma, and again, she even went over the same house that I was just pointing at. She went over and started dabbling in some stuff, and God was revealing it to me in dreams. I didn't fully understand it. But of course, she's no longer here. And it's like, to me, it was disloyalty. And I didn't even know, but it was disloyalty, like, that she had going on. And it's like, I wouldn't do that. Then I start thinking about the dream where she was saying that she has to die because of a rape, to stop a rapist and a robber. But that's what I'm sitting here thinking, kind of pondering on. Like, it's almost like a sacrifice, like she sacrificed herself or whatever. Because no, I don't do sacrificing people and stuff like that. But if that is even a thing, and I believe that, I do feel like it is. I at least feel like it is. Whether I strongly believe, I don't really know, but I do feel like it got something. But maybe sacrifice yourself because you know you was going over there and doing some betrayal type of stuff. Some people do some betrayal type of stuff, and then whether they can or can't live with themselves, they know that they you know what I'm saying, your number coming up. And my thing is, the good thing was, again, that I did witness my now deceased grandma, go get saved and baptized. Now, if you got saved and baptized and you still wasn't living right, then I feel like it ain't no hope for you. And I can't say that she wasn't, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's between her and God. Some of those things that she was doing in the let's just say, okay, so she died in 2021. Let's just say from 2016 until 2021. How many years is that? 5 years. I don't know. She got saved somewhere within that time frame. It was somewhere. I can't remember. Maybe 2017 or something like that. But well, got baptized, should I say? So I don't know, but I do know that she was going and she was being messy, and started talking to them about some stuff and saying and making it seem like it was on me. I'm like, wait, what? So that's when I be feeling like, maybe you trying to do something regarding me, and you trying to do it in a subtle way. You weren't trying to do it in front of me. You would come over here and tell me one thing, and then on another end you'll go and say something else to them. And I'm like, wait, what? And I noticed that happened in 2017. I'm like, huh? That's crazy. But that's crazy. And Like, why would you do that? And be make like literally almost try to hurt my feelings, but it don't come. Like, that's on you. But why would you do that? Why would you be in my life for this many years and what I'm saying, you're kin to me and stuff, and that's the type of stuff that would happen. Like people that was my blood related or blood relation would go somewhere else and sit and talk about me or speak about me or something like that in a crazy manner. They wouldn't necessarily have these conversations with me. Now, my grandma, when she was living, she was kind of more of a she had a bolder type of spirit, but she wouldn't really say too much. And I kind of always wonder, like, why don't y'all have the tough conversations? But y'all can invest the energy in talking about somebody and speaking. And even my so-called mom, she'll say things about me. Y'all know how she is. Y'all know. And I'm like, wait, what? You saying that, but you the one. I came out the household. I was raised in the household that you had. You know what I'm saying? And I had to for the long for a long time, live by the decisions and stuff that y'all made, the rules that y'all made. So it was just weird to me. But not to get too long winded. I don't know. I feel like that female's reference at least keeps coming up. Something regarding her keep coming up. And my thing is, she been gone away from here so long that it definitely seems like, oh, she ain't did. It almost made it seem like she ain't did nothing, but really she did. She did a lot, and she caused a lot of interference and stuff like that, and just a bunch, just of course messy and meddlesome, but it was crazy. So I just continue to submit it to God. Really, she came back up in 2018 in the flesh when we basically, I always like to say we rolled up on her, but we didn't, like I didn't intend on doing that because I seen her at all. I didn't know she was in the line at the grocery store, and but yeah, we got up in there, honey, and and so yeah, seen her or whatever, and something to say. But till this day, something about that is still coming up, or trying to be stirred or whatever the case may be. Because I had that strong reminder when I just uploaded it. I need to upload this video for my son. He did ask me that, but when I just uploaded that video regarding the grandma who was, oh, I can get my grandson to do anything. And of course, that reminded me of her when she was like, he loves his mama and his grandma. I'm like, girl, if you don't, let's say, girl, if you don't get out of my face with that, I do not care. That, I mean, your kids and stuff supposed to. You shouldn't have to emphasize that. So basically, what are you not saying? What are you? And honey, from there I found out they proceeded to show me, honey. And I was like, wow, sickening, but okay. But yeah, he has these, what I feel like was unhealthy attachments to these female relatives, and even the males as well. But I didn't care much because I'm just like, that's on y'all. Y'all do what y'all gonna do, and leave me out of that foolishness. Because I just, again, the main thing was my household was just positioned in a place, and I know that God already knew, but my household was positioned in a place where I was I was around them. Oh, he still didn't turn it on. But yeah, my household was positioned in a place where I was around them, and that was that or whatever. But other than that, I don't gotta come to that stuff that y'all invite. I went to certain stuff if he invited me, but and barely. But other than that, I'm not trying to whatever it was, you know, that they was trying to cover up, hide, and all that. Hopefully it's definitely completely exposed to him, but shoot, let him. He can see certain stuff and still be like, "Oh, I'm still gonna go along with it." So I'll just be like, whatever. But you're not gonna necessarily get me to go along with it just because that's what you're doing. Know and understand, and that was where our conflict came because I was like, I'm not doing that. Get somebody else to do it. And I guess at this point, or at that 2018, he went on and got somebody else or found somebody else that would be basically like a willing participant. Like, yeah, I'm ready. I don't know why they came together and was able to link and they could relate. And for a while, I was bothered by it or whatever. Like, damn, he could relate to her more than he could relate to me. To the point where they can try to conspire and team up against me as well. It's like, wait, what? Why are y'all doing that? And then, but that's my thing. I always go back to God is allowing it for a reason, and I just leave it at that. And that's what, gives me some type of peace about it to just move forward. Like, well, Lord, evidently I wasn't built for whatever they doing or whatever. I wasn't designed for that, and it is what it is. And I'm not gonna fret about that part because a lot of it be criminal behavior, criminal activity, and I don't be wanting to do that. No way. I ain't think we was here to be criminals and criminal minded. So I don't, you know. And again, that's not to say that I've never did anything criminal, but I just don't make that a practice or anything like that. But anywho, so that was that. That's what came up today, and just yeah, she just like almost struck a nerve. I mean, she struck a nerve, but I guess it's for a good purpose. When she was just like, you had people that didn't like each other, but because they knew that you, pretty much in a sense, you was better than them, or you was gonna get somewhere faster than them, or whatever. They made sure they came against you, and that's my only. I think that's my thing about it is like, Lord, okay, well, you knew this and you knew this is what their goal was. Why would you allow me to even, I'm gonna say, lag behind in certain stuff or feel like I couldn't have what I'm supposed to have because their eyes was watching and this, but God knows why he allows and does what he does, so I just leave it at that. But yes, I'm going to upload this video and try to teach my son how to do the put the sound on his videos and stuff. So yeah. Anywho, that's pretty much it right now. Didn't really. If I had dreams, I cannot remember my dreams this morning. It's Saturday, December the 10th, I believe. I feel like it's somebody's birthday or something like that. I know somebody's birthday coming up, and I know 3 days from now, his deceased mom's would have been birthday, whatever. And the day that girl reached out to me on December, in 2018 and all that, I don't care nothing about that too much at all. And then of course my daughter's so-called grandma's birthday, and it was like, man, for real. But with all that said, I'm still missing my daughter. I'm not interacting with my child, and I don't like it. Got other stuff just trying to, have me. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm just. That's it. I'll just leave it at that.